The new PTE Core exam was launched a few weeks ago. In the last 2 weeks, a lot of people gave their exams. The marking is very quick, so they have their results now. We can finally comment and tell you what has happened in the last few weeks and what people are scoring on and where they're struggling. No surprises. What I expected was everybody would struggle in writing, and that's where they are struggling. Writing in PTE Academic is also very hard, but here the problem is the CLB requirements for writing are a lot. So we'll look at some of the screenshots of what students have to say, and we'll look at some people who took our PTE Core course. We have writing templates, strategies, all AI marking criteria in that course. So those people had no struggles. 11 out of 13 responses I got from our course participants, 11 out of them passed. Only 2 failed in writing. The others did not respond among the people who purchased our course. But if you want to check out more about this course and all the reviews that are listed on our website, check out the link in the description. For now, let's have a look at what participants or candidates who have taken this exam already are saying. Let's have a look at this email here. This is one of the queries that we got, I think, yesterday. Hey Sean, do you offer PTE Core writing classes? I gave the exam twice already. Today was my second attempt and I got 70. Okay, the total score is out of 90, so 70 is pretty low. I don't know what I'm doing wrong and would like to have myself evaluated. I did IELTS before and then there's some more details about that. So this person basically said his level is good, but he's struggling with writing in PTE Core. Then we have the next email, pretty straightforward. I am failing my PTE Core writing again and again. Not sure what else to do. Does your course offer a writing guide? So they're inquiring about my PTE Core course. Again, it does. Yes, that would be what our admin team would have responded. It has a very detailed guide on writing, and we're about to add even more writing content because this is troubling lots of people. Hi, I saw your ad online. I took the PTE Core last week and scored 69 on writing and 64 on speaking. Not sure what I'm doing. Please help. This person is very stressed out. Now, speaking is the second biggest problem that I have noticed people complaining about. I expected it to be speaking or reading, and we had a few people talking about reading reorder paragraphs part, which is very hard, but it looks like so far, at least from the first 2 weeks, we can see writing for sure is the hardest module, followed by speaking. Okay. Fortunately, we had a lot of successes with our course. Have a look at this review. So it says, Sir, the purpose of my writing is to simply give you as much gratitude as humanly possible for helping me out in my PTE Core exam. I bought your course as soon as you launched it, practiced all mock tests diligently, finally got the results. So this person was very happy. Thank you for your kind feedback and comments. Really appreciate it. The other review right here, this person scored 90, 89, 90, and 89 was on writing. So again, writing is the problem where people will struggle, but again, 89 is perfect. You gotta score 88 or more for a CLB 9. So these are the problems we're facing, right? And you have a success formula there with the course, but if you are not getting the course, and if you wanna learn this instantly, I'm gonna tell you 5 steps that will help you improve your writing in this video. Part 1, summary, and Part 2, email. Very clear, concise methods are going to be provided right now. Now, the next video is going to be on speaking, which is the second hardest module, so please subscribe so you get notified for that video. Okay, so this is the summary part, right? Here you have this sample question. You got to summarize this in 25 to 50 words, which is extremely hard. Here's the strategy. The first step is you got to find matching sentences. Find sentences that are similar. You can give yourself a little time. You can pause the screen. In fact, I'll bring you back here without the highlights. Find matching sentences yourself. If you have not already done so, please do. I'm going to move on now. And the matching sentences here are highlighted. So if you see the red sentence here and the red sentence here, you can pause and read it. I don't want to read it because some of you want the pace to be fast, right? So you can pause it, but you will see this sentence talks about funding. And this sentence talks about funding. Those two are similar sentences. Let's look at the blue ones. This one is talking about our mission to integrate advanced robotics in everyday life. So this is about the future. And so is this one. Stay tuned for our upcoming house event where we will showcase this and this, right? So they both talk about the future. These two are similar sentences too. I'm highlighting them for your convenience, but in the exam you don't get to highlight them. So just look at this in your visual capabilities. Just imagine this happening. Finally, this one I have made it bold and it's in a different color because these two or one, two, three sentences are not related at all. They are very different sentences. Here's the issue. When you have to do the summary between 25 to 50 words, you can only do 2 to 3 sentences. And please differentiate that with PT Academic. PT Academic, you're only supposed to do 1 sentence. PT Core, 2, 3, you can do 100 sentences, but please don't, just 2 to 3, because you got to be less than 50 words. Now, if I want to do 1 sentence for red, 1 sentence for blue, fine. A 3rd sentence for green has to combine all 3 points. It's hard, but I gotta find a way to do it because none of them are related to each other, so I'm gonna find a way to summarize them, okay? Next slide has the answer. So before I show you that, why don't you again pause the video and work on this, see if you can get the right summary in 10 minutes. And the word limit is again 25 to 50 words, not a word more, not a word less. Assuming you have done that, let's go to the answer. Here's the answer, guys. So we have combined the first 2 red sentences right here. Robotech Dynamics is now working on the robot Athena having secured successful funding. So again, you can pause the video and read it. You can see the 2 red sentences, how they have been combined with all essential points because the marking scheme tells you you cannot miss anything essential. So you got to pick the main points there. Words like company names, dates, or addresses, unfortunately, you cannot summarize them, so you got to mention them. I see some people avoiding it, but that's going to kill your marks. You got to mention the main subject. Next, we have the blue sentences right here. This talks about the mission to integrate robotics in everyday life and imagination and capturing people's interests. Then it talks about an event where we'll showcase the capabilities and a future where technology and humanity converges. Okay. Now this sentence says exactly that. It says our next event. So you can see we're talking about this because this helps us portray more. It gives us a good start, and then later we can combine the parts of this sentence. So it says our next event will portray that by employing our popular technology, human capabilities can ultimately evolve. So here we're talking about the technology that they're referring to here, technology and humanity getting help. Here also they mentioned advanced robotics, and it says capture the imagination of investor and customers, which we cannot include. It's too many words. But by saying that it can improve human capabilities, we are capturing the central idea there. Finally, when you look at the green part, you have this sentence that talks about the AI that they have, the robot. It's interactive. So we use the words interactive AI instead of saying AI with intuitive interaction. Instead of saying all that, we just said interactive AI. Then it says we are expanding our team, inviting these people. Instead of saying all of that, we're saying surely with our team, with our expanding team. Okay, you don't have to mention exactly who is being invited in this expanded team. Then it says Robotech is not only developing robots, we're crafting experiences that enhance human potential. And we have said here, we will shape our species' future. We're also rephrasing human to species. And you can see throughout the summary, we're trying to paraphrase and use our own words because that's what you're supposed to do. Don't copy paste the words, paraphrase them, but more importantly, summarize them. So step number 1 in the summary is to find the similar sentences. Imagine matching them with the colors, or you could also type them out, separate them, and then you can build on the answer. And step 2 is again to find ways to mix the 2 sentences into one. Mix 3 sentences into one. 2 steps, simple. Starts with matching the similar sentences. Let's move on to essay task, which is writing task 2. And this is going to be explained in 2 slides. These are the most important things you guys need to focus on. This is where people are making mistakes. When I'm seeing your feedback, or when I'm giving feedback and when I'm seeing your writings, this is what I see being done incorrectly. So the first thing is essay writing. This is a sample question. Okay, it usually has 3 bullet points. So far in the first 2 weeks, everybody has been getting 3 bullet points, nothing more or less. So I'm guessing this will be the pattern for a while. You can pause the video, read the question. You got to do the structure, guys, of 5 paragraphs. Remember, and AI is marking you. The AI is not very smart. It might, if you combine intro and body 1, it might not see you answer body 1's content separately. But if you separate everything, you have body 1 for the bullet point 1, body 2 for the second bullet point, body 3 for the third bullet point, you are separating information very easily for it to not only read, but also to give you marks for structure and organization. So you're hitting multiple points. Remember, your intro is to have the purpose, the reason you are writing. You do not need to mention your name. If the question says, introduce yourself, you can, but don't waste words on mentioning your name. You have limited words here as well. Conclusion is where you do the normal formal ending where you talk about, okay, hopefully we can set up a meeting about this, or let's look forward to the next agenda based on the scenario. We have PTE Core writing templates explained in detail where you can copy paste the conclusion. I'm going to attach a link to that in the description, so please check out that video as well. But most importantly, keep the structure, gives you marks for organization, keeps your word limit intact, and helps the AI understand the sequence and give you marks. In the next slide, you will see the most important things you need to work on. The best tips for essay writing, guys, are 1 to 2 sentences per body. Remember, you have, and this is the second point, a word limit of 100 to 120 words. If you do anything more or less than this, you will lose marks, guaranteed, okay? You will get partial credit, but you will lose marks. So the best way to achieve this is if you go back here. In each paragraph, you just target 1 to 2 sentences, not more, not less, because it would be, well, you cannot do less than 1. So 1 to 2, not more. And that will get you to a good word limit, 100 to 120. Use of semicolons will really help you guys, because if you have a lot of information, putting that in 1 to 2 sentences can be done easily with a semicolon. For example, if I got to say, I got to take out all the trash today, if I don't take it out today, it's going to be smelly. Now, I can say I got to take out the trash today, semicolon, otherwise it'll be smelly. By putting a semicolon, you can put another clause without really doing a connector, without starting a new sentence, and without using a lot of words. So please check out some of the rules of semicolons if you haven't used it first, but it does help a lot in summarizing a lot of the information. Okay, it can even help you in summaries, guys. So please make sure to learn how to use semicolons. Email conventions are important. You have so many marks for that. The marking sheet says if you get this wrong and you get the word limit wrong, you're gonna get a 0 right away. So the word limit, anything less than 30 words, anything more than 140 words, it says 0. And you miss email conventions, it says 0. Email conventions are dear, name of the person, and the ending, when you finish the conclusion, you've got to say best regards. If it's informal, your name. If it's formal, yours sincerely, your full name for formal emails. So please don't miss that. Watch your time. You have very limited time here for email writing, so please make sure to look at that. It is still a lot of words for a limited time, so please check the clock. Grammar is in capital. It's an AI. It will do its best work on marking you on grammar. It is weak in checking content and context, not 100%. Even sometimes you would put the right things, and this is where the comparison comes in. Are humans better at marking with their biases, or is AI better at marking? But AI does not always understand the context. It can mark you incorrectly on that. But again, content and context is important. Everything is important. But the one thing that the AI will not falter on is grammar. Grammar marking will be very intense. It will not miss it. It will mark your grammar better than a human, because humans do miss some punctuation marks sometimes. But this is the bad news, because then we gotta be really extra careful here. One grammar mistake is acceptable for a CLB 9 or more. 2 grammar mistakes, you're putting yourself at a huge risk of getting below CLB 9. So make sure you don't have any grammar mistakes. It is very crucial. Now, step number 5, to ensure you will pass your PTE Core test, we do this free service. For now, it's not going to last forever because it is free. It takes up lots of our time, but you can send us you're writing answers for task 1 and task 2, please send us the questions as well to info@hzadeducation.com. We will provide you with the detailed feedback, tell you what you're missing, what you need to do, and it's a free service for anyone who's doing the PTE Core exam. Okay, you can also check out the mock tests on our PTE Core course. Remember, the course is all inclusive. Mock tests, lectures, all details, everything you need to know to pass the exam and not be one of these students. Again, they're all good people. They're not bad people, but they're struggling, and nobody wants to struggle. And I wish the best for these students too, and I wish the best for you as well. Please like, share, and subscribe. We'll talk very soon.